11:41 p.m. BST. Just 3 rounds remain in Super Rugby's regular season, with the competition resuming after the June test break. All 3 conference titles are still to be decided, though it is Australia where most of the intrigue lies. The 3 conference champions advanced to the playoffs as the number 1, 2 and 3 seeds according to their final points tally, with the next 5 highest-placed teams earning wildcard places. Had a look at each of the contenders run home to settle on the 8 seeds for the playoffs. Should Australia move to a centralised contract system? How can rugby protect its brightest young talents? And how can the game reconnect with grassroots? Rugby Australia boss Raelene Castle believes she has the answer, Greg Growden reports. Injuries to star Wallabies combined with Israel Folau's ban have added to the drama for the clutch Aussie derby between the Waratahs and Rebels on Friday night. Meanwhile, will the Highlanders regret taking a game to Fiji? Crusaders, 54 points, first NZ Conference, first overall, run home, by Highlanders, Blues, 9 points clear at the top of the table. The Crusaders have shortened into $1.70 favorites with bookmakers tab.com.au for this year's title. Unbeaten in their last 10 games, Scott Robertson's side have again shown their ability to win the close ones, while also negotiating a tough run with injury and suspension. Only a final fortnight meltdown will see them miss out on top spot. Given they haven't been beaten in Christchurch for 15 games, a second straight and 9th title overall beckons. Injuries. The news gets better for the Crusaders, with All Blacks skipper Kieran Reid finally returning from injury in a Mitre 10 Cup pre-season match for Counties Manukau on Wednesday. He was joined by Jordan Taufua, who missed the entire June Test series after winning All Blacks squad selection for the first time. Predicted finish, 63 points, number 1 seed, Brent Hall of the Crusaders celebrates against the Hurricanes, Martin Hunter, Getty Images Lions, 40 points, first in RSA, second overall, run home, Sharks, by Balls, while the Lions enter the home stretch with a 6-point lead over the Jaguares in the fight for the top spot in the South African Conference. They will be wary of slipping up in their remaining matches in this campaign. The Johannesburg side have played one more fixture than their rivals from Argentina and face 2 tough South African derbies before the end of the round-robin stage. The Lions have been unable to replicate their stunning performances over the last 2 years, but will back themselves to retain their South African Conference title. Key injuries. The Lions welcome back captain Warren Whiteley and the outstanding Malcolm Marx for the last 2 fixtures. They also seem likely to have Cyril Brink, Lionel Mapoy, Ross Cronje and Cordnell Skosen back in action before the start of the playoffs. Predicted finish, 49 points, number 2 seed, Nick Groom scores a try for the Lions against the Stormers at Newlands Stadium on May 26, 2018. Ashley Velotman, Gallo Images via Getty Images Waratahs, 35 points, first in house, third overall, run home, Rebels, Sunwolves, Brumbies. The Waratahs can put one hand on the Australian Conference with a win in Melbourne on Friday night, but NSW may just have second spot overall in their sights given they have a game in hand on the Lions. Of course, they still currently trail the Hurricanes, Highlanders and Chiefs as well, but the vagaries of the Super Rugby ladder should have Daryl Gibson side up and about. Their form before the June break was mixed, with victories over the Highlanders and Reds, dotted around narrow defeats by the Crusaders and Chiefs. Play Bernard Foley has said it's an honor to take over from Michael Hooper as the Waratahs captain. Key injuries. The next few weeks will be brutal viewing for skipper Michael Hooper after he picked up a hamstring injury in the final test against Ireland in Sydney. The tireless TAH's leader will not play again before the finals, which means all Hooper can do is sit and hope. Ned Hannigan is back from injury, though, and NSW are otherwise in good roster shape. Predicted finish, 45 points, number 3 seed, Curtis Rona Speed Media, Icon Sports Wire via Getty Image Hurricanes, 45 points, second in NZ, fourth overall, run home, Brumbies, Blues, Chiefs, The June break could not have come at a better time for the Hurricanes, who had lost their way slightly during the final fortnight before the test interval. Losses to the Crusaders and Highlanders, and a narrow win over the battling Reds, were hardly the efforts of a title contender nor the classy performances they had shown earlier in the year. Their run to the playoffs isn't exactly easy either, with testing away trips to Canberra and Hamilton anything but guaranteed victories. The final round showdown with the Chiefs could prove pivotal. Key injuries. While the Crusaders came through the June series relatively unscathed, the 2016 champions are cursing their luck with Artie Sevilla out for potentially the rest of the regular season. The news is worse still for centre Matt Proctor, whose season is over, while Beauden Barrett and Vaea Fifita miss a week with concussion. Predicted finish, 53 points, number 4 seed, Luke Whitelock Hygan Hopkins, Getty Image Highlanders, 40, 3rd in NZ, 5th overall, run home, Chiefs, Suva, Crusaders, A, Rebels, H. The Highlanders produced one of their best performances of the season in taking down the Hurricanes 30-14 in Dunedin 4 weeks ago. It was timely, too, given their disastrous showing in Sydney and a less than convincing victory in Brisbane a week later. The 2015 champions remain firmly in the playoff mix, but Saturday's clash with the Chiefs in Suva will be vital, taking the game away from Forest Bar Stadium to a venue where the Chiefs have already built a fan base looks risky. Key injuries. All Blacks back rower Liam Squire is the only high-profile name on the Highlanders' rehab list after he injured his shoulder during the second test with France. Fortunately, coach Aaron Mauger has excellent back row cover in the likes of Elliot Dixon and recent test debutant Shannon Frizzell. Predicted finish, 46 points, number 6 seed, Sam Kai Schworer, Getty Image Chiefs, 37 points, 4th in NZ, 6th overall, run home, Highlanders, Suva, Brumbies, H, Hurricanes, H. Can the sparkling test form of Damian McKenzie be a catalyst for a late-season Chiefs surge? It's not beyond the realms of possibility, considering the brilliance the All Blacks utility showed first off the bench, and then at number 10, against France. Saturday's trip to Suva should hold few fears, too, given they have hosted home fixtures at the same venue the last 2 years. Still, the Chiefs have lacked consistency this season, which could see them slip up in the final round at home to the Canes. Key injuries. Colin Cooper will be without Brodie Retallick for this week's trip to Fiji, but he could return sooner than first expected from the pectoral injury that saw him miss all 3 tests against Les Blues. They do however have some problems in the front row, with Nebo Laulala still battling a broken arm while Kane Hames and Mitchell Graham are longer-term concerns. Hooker Nathan Harris is also sidelined, but for a different reason. His wife gave birth to their first child last week. Predicted finish, 47 points, number 5 seed, Amanaki Mafi charges at the Sharks' defense Michael Dodge, Getty Images Rebels, 34 points, 2nd in house, 7th overall, run home, Waratahs, H, Reds, A, Highlanders, A grinding win over the Blues in Auckland, a first Aussie triumph on NZ soil in 32 games, could well turn out to be the tipping point for a maiden Rebels finals appearance. While many expected them to improve significantly given the influx of talent and addition of coach Dave Wessels, their playoff hopes looked fried when star Wallabies number 9 Will Genia went down with a knee injury. But last season's Wooden Spooners rallied with 3 straight wins in Genia's absence, meaning 6 points from their final 3 games might be enough to see them secure a place in the top 8. Play Michael Hooper's injury has put the Waratahs in a tough position ahead of their important next 3 games. Key injuries. It's a case of deja vu for the Rebels, with Genia again sidelined after he left the field during the second test with Ireland due to a broken arm. Genia will miss the rest of the Super Rugby season, while skipper Adam Coleman is another casualty, but is only expected to miss the visit from the TAHs. Predicted finish, 39 points, number 8 seed, Jaguares, 34 points, 2nd in RSA, 8th overall, run home, Stormers, H, Bulls, A, Sharks, A. The South Americans will back themselves to see off the struggling Stormers at home, maybe even with a bonus point. However, they have to travel to South Africa for their 2 remaining fixtures against the Bulls and Sharks. They will likely need to win one of those matches to earn their spot in the top 8. However, they still have an outside chance of finishing top of the South African Conference if they win all their remaining matches and the Lions slip up in their last 2 fixtures. Key injuries: Julian Montoya and Marcos Kramer were not able to train for most of this week and are in doubt for the Stormers' clash. However, Matthias Moroni and Tomas Kubeli are back for the Jaguares in their push for a playoff berth. Predicted finish: 42 points, number 7 seed, Sharks, 28 points, 3rd in RSA, 9th overall, run home, Lions, H, Stormers, A, Jaguares, H. The Sharks have shot themselves in the foot this season with their inconsistent displays. They have produced some of their best rugby when playing the New Zealand teams, while they have a surprisingly average record against Australian sides and against their South African counterparts. The Sharks' destiny is not in their own hands going into the last 3 weeks of the campaign, but they are playing one of their wildcard rivals, the Jaguares, in their final match of the regular season. Key injuries: the international break gave the Sharks a chance to regroup and take care of some injuries. They largely have a clean bill of health and will be hoping their Springboks aren't too tired after the series win over England. Predicted finish: 36 points, 3rd in RSA, Miss Finals.